A new breakthrough study has revealed not only how psychedelics like LSD, for instance, could help treat depression, but also how to deliver those therapeutic effects of psychedelics without the trip. So in other words, no one's interested in this study. I'm just kidding. So actually, I think a lot of people would be interested in it. A lot of people might not find the psychedelic effects, the tripping, some would say, as a fun experience.
Yeah.
You know, I have friends who feel that way. I wouldn't have any experience with it, but nonetheless, let's give you the details on what this study discovered. So the scientists have known for a while that psychedelics like MDMA, shrooms, or LSD can help with mental disorders. The big problem with those substances is that they do cause intense hallucinations for some people. It does impact people differently. They experience a different high. Now, also scientists already knew that psychedelics could help the brain form new neural connections that create new brain cells, which are both beneficial for our mental health, right? However, the scientists didn't know exactly how this was happening. They wanted to really figure out how this was happening. And that's where this new study comes in. So let's talk about that. The study showed that LSD and psilocybin, primary molecule in magic mushrooms, bind to a specific receptor in the brains of laboratory mice, causing an antidepressant effect as a result. The effect on that specific receptor was independent from the drug's effect on the brain's serotonin receptors, which are believed to be responsible for psychedelic hallucinations. This suggests that the antidepressant effects can be caused independently from the hallucinatory effects.
Yeah, boo.
Yeah, look, you've never even taken psychedelics. You don't know what it's like.
No, but it sounds really good. Okay,
depends.
Seriously, when I was growing up, the media told me that LSD was the most dangerous thing on planet Earth, that it would like melt your brain instantly. And I totally believed it. Because what do I know? I'm a kid, right? I'm growing up and I hear, watch TV and they were like, LSD is so dangerous. Now we find out it's actually one of the most benign of the drugs. And everybody be careful, everybody's different, right? And
it depends, like everything depends, right? If you're predisposed to certain mental illnesses, like, and this is true of marijuana as well, right? So for instance, if you are predisposed to schizophrenia, it might impact you differently. So I don't want to pretend like it's completely harmless and there are no risks associated with it.
That's why I said be careful depending on who you are, right? But like I thought it was worse than heroin. That's not even close. No, heroin's 10,000 times worse, right? And so it's not even necessarily addictive. Again, I'm not trying to do an ad for it and I've never done it. I've never done any of those stuff. And I'm not opposed to it, I'm just giving you the reality. So I'm kidding when I say like, what's the point of taking out the part that makes you high? I'm partly kidding because I do marijuana, which is perfectly legal, obviously in California. And I only did it when it was legal. Okay, I'm kidding. And to me, like a lot of people take it to sleep and they take out the part that gets you high. And I'm like, no, let's leave the fun stuff in, okay? But of course, if you're trying to treat depression or a person has risk factors, there's a lot of reasons why you would want to take the part out that triggers your serotonin high, right? Although it sounds really good.
Now, there are a lot of people that suffer and struggle with depression, and that's why this type of medical research is incredibly important. So today, more than 17 million US adults and 2 million children suffer from clinical depression. Roughly 10 to 30% of those patients don't respond to traditional antidepressant medication either, resulting in treatment-resistant disorders. And by the way, I mean, those traditional medications tend to have some side effects for some people, and they might not want to take that medication as a result. So this could potentially be another option for them. And according to a letter sent by the Assistant Secretary for Mental Health and Substance Use last year, President Joe Biden's administration anticipates that regulators will approve MDMA and psilocybin within the next 2 years for designated breakthrough therapies for PTSD and depression, respectively. I know people who have had experience with MDMA and enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, so look, the fact that the government kept us from doing research on these drugs for all these years is, it's a crime. And it's a crime against humanity, really, because we need to do science to figure out what could help people. And decade after decade, those people were depressed that might have been able to be helped by the research. That doesn't mean they have to do LSD. It means that the research can lead to this, where they can take out the part that makes you trip, but actually treat your symptoms. It was apparently never one of the most dangerous drugs. It was one of the least dangerous drugs. And by the way, we found out later, and now there's documentaries, including on Netflix, etc., so readily available, that shows you, no, the government decided that they were gonna target it because Nixon thought it was helping the Democrats, and the establishment didn't like it because people were, what they called back then, tuning out, right? And not going into work, and corporations flipped out. And so they're like, no, let's pretend it's the most dangerous drug. Okay.
What's funny is that fast forward to like the 2000s, starting in 2012, I think we started hearing stories about Silicon Valley CEOs microdosing on psychedelics to work. So it is a fascinating juxtaposition.
Of course, but that's only for them.
Right.
If you said to them, hey, do you mind if your workers microdose? They'd be like, whoa. They're not as sophisticated as us, right? So it's definitely a healthy dose of hypocrisy there. But I love that they're doing that research. Hashtag science all the way. And let's hope that it could help a lot of people. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.